Wow. Hey guys, welcome to another Cigar Chat. I'm your host Rob from Robbie Raz Reviews. As always, with us today we've got Logan down there in the green room. Although it's not as green as it used to be. It's a little bit brighter down. It's brighter down there in Texas.
Yeah, I painted.
You painted.
Really?
You did?
You think I actually painted something?
Negative.
No, dude. I can barely wipe my own ass. Yep, I said it.
That's fantastic. Let's Logan with the Cigar Federation, co-host, co-owner, co-founder, co-this, that, and the other thing.
Genius.
Well, I'll give you co-genius, sure. And joining us today, we've got Chris from Cult Cigars. Chris, thanks for taking the time, man.
Hey, thank you guys. I'm excited for it. Been waiting for a while.
We appreciate you. We appreciate you coming on. We we were lucky enough to meet with Chris for a little while at IPCPR and chat for a bit about some of their blends and some of the new stuff coming up. You guys were right there next to Stinky Ashtray. Stinky's one of our favorites, so he's always fun to hang out with. So Chris, how did the show go for you guys? I mean, you guys had a great spot. You had a great booth. It looked like you were always busy. Give us a little bit feedback on the show.
Well, the second year, we launched Cult last year at the IPCPR in Orlando, and so then this year was kind of our follow-up show, and man, it went great. We're getting lots of feedback for it. People were actually, there's a little bit of buzz going around the brand, so that means that it's kind of getting out there. Got some good feedback from customers, retail shop owners, a little bit of everything, and overall, we were pretty happy with the outcome of the show.
Oh, that's good. I'm glad to hear it. So you guys have got, and let's. I'll let you get. Oh, you're not. You're already lit up. You're good. So let's give everybody a little bit of background. We're watching this live on CigarFederation.com. We're gonna have some folks who are watching it. It's on YouTube, or maybe they're watching it on my website. Maybe they don't have a little bit of background on Cult cigars. They're not familiar with them. So give everybody kind of just some background on your cigars. You guys have, what, 4 different blends now, plus the Blood Red Moon. So you guys have got a bunch of stuff to offer. So let everybody know what's going on.
Yeah, we've actually filled our portfolio quite a bit there. I'll give you a little background history of me and my dad, because we're kind of the ones on the factory level. We have the factory down in Esteli, Nicaragua. We collaborated with quality importers, Mike, and basically it was the 3 of us, myself, my dad, and him. We just kind of collaborated. They had been in the business for a while, but they'd never carried their own cigar, and he felt it was time to. We had just started the factory, and so it was just a good hands-on experience, good family friends, and so we kind of, came up with the Cult. We smoked hundreds of samples, and we started to roll this line out, and we started with the Cult Classic. We wanted something that was real medium body, easy to smoke, pretty much like an anytime cigar, that any average guy could enjoy. And then we kind of grew the brand from there. We started adding some bits and pieces to it. With the Fuerte line, we wanted something a little bit stronger. The Ometepe line, we wanted something a little more flavorful, and we kind of put some twists off it with some new stuff, like the Profile that we launched at this year's show. We got the Blood Red Moon in the small cigar 5-packs. Just trying to make a nice little rounded out, line of boutique-y, family-owned type cigar.
Yeah, you guys, that's a good way to put it. You're touching on all aspects of on all the different customer bases, I guess you could say. I've got a little bit of everything here. I'm actually smoking the Blood Red Moon, the mini Perfecto. And this is really tasty. This is a long filler. They come in a 5-pack, so you guys can see. I like the artwork on the back, actually.
Yeah, that's pretty neat too. We'll get to that in a little bit, but that's one of our artists that did that.
You didn't draw it?
No.
Not so much.
Oh, not me.
So then also, we've got the Ometepe, the Fuerte, and the Classic. We'll go over the Profile. We'll talk about it a little bit too. I keep kicking my screen, so I apologize for that. But just so you guys know, for the next 24 hours, available in the Cigar Federation store, we've got everything that Cult offers except for the Profile. We've got samplers, we've got boxes, we've got 5-packs of the Blood Red Moon, which are actually really good. I'm enjoying this right now. Logan loved it. We'll get into that. But yeah, all that's all listed up. All the boxes are at discount prices. You buy a box, you get a 3-stick sampler, plus you get a hat, a sweet hat that doesn't really fit on my weird. I have really strange shaped head. And it's funny. It's bad because I have a really bad hairline too. So
Truth.
Yeah. I weird shaped dome and a bad hairline, and so I always want to wear hats, and I can never find hats that fit me. That's why this one, as you can tell, is like 2 sizes too big. I got my ears tucked in, so it doesn't quite fit my dome, but it'll look good on you guys. So that comes with the boxes as well. But we'll, if you guys have any questions, that's going to be up for 24 hours. So get in there and try some of this stuff out. So we'll get back to. I want to get back to the. I want to start with the Blood Red Moon because Logan posted his review today, and I want Logan to talk about it. So go. You're on.
Well, Rob, I would love to do
We're
that.
live.
I know we're live, and I was handling people in the chat room. So yeah, I mean, so I'm just going to go on a tangent and talk the whole night now. So thank you. So, I think it's interesting that in the last, I would say, year, from kind of the Papas Fritas, like there's been kind of a shift in the market where you've seen a lot of different manufacturers. Eddie Ortega, yourself with the Blood Red Moon, the Papas Fritas, make kind of a smaller format cigar. Just because people don't have time, well, if they smoke at a normal pace, unlike me, because I just huff and puff on cigars, but they can't sit out in the garage and bear this, 1,000-degree heat, so they have a smaller format cigar. And with that, I think a very interesting is that some manufacturers have kind of taken the road to do kind of a long filler like yourself, and then others, like the Papas Fritas, is more of kind of a short filler mix. So before I get into my review, give us a little bit of a background on the the Blood Red Moon. I mean, were you trying to fit like a niche in the market for kind of a shorter, quick smoke? Was it something that you enjoyed? How did all that kind of come about?
Yeah, being with all these new smoking laws and bans and stuff like that, there's been kind of a turn towards this smaller cigar thing, kind of coming around and stuff. And myself, yeah, I smoked a ton of the little cigars. It's a nice little half-hour smoke. It is, if I'm out at a restaurant, out at the bars, wherever, if I just want to get a quick smoke in and have something long filler too is really nice. So that's what we kind of came up with. We wanted something that was about a 20, 30-minute smoke, something we call a dog walker, that we can, have a nice couple hits off of and enjoy it. So we went with filler. We finished it with an Ecuador Habano wrapper. We did it in 2 sizes, something that's kind of like a little mini Perfecto, semi-short story look to it. And then the other one, which is a 5.5 by 44 with just a regular cabeza. So we got the 2 different sizes. I tell you, they're great for just going out. You throw them right in your shirt pocket, out on the boat, going out for a little session at the beach, anything like that down here. They just work great. And like I said, the long filler just makes it nice because you get a nice full, mouth of smoke, some good flavor. And, it's tough to pack a lot of little cigars like that. So we tried to do as best we could and still keep it balanced and finish it nice to where it holds that nice ash, smooth smoke, good mouthful of smoke, and just, trying to just make a nice, good little quality cigar.
No, and I mean, I think you hit on actually a lot of points in my review. I mean, one thing I've noticed about kind of smaller format or smaller Vitola cigars is that, they tend to be rolled a little loose and not packed very full, and that's one thing I called out in my review with the Blood Red Moon, is it is packed very well. It was surprisingly full of tobacco, and to the point where I was like, man, this thing's going to be plugged, this thing's not going to smoke. But as soon as I cut it, I mean, there was absolutely no problem with the draw whatsoever. Got a ton of smoke through it, and I thought, just to kind of knock out in my review, there's a mosquito. So sorry, I'm in my garage right now, and it's just deadly out here. But with my review, I mean, I thought it was a very, very interesting cigar. Like, just looking at it, I mean, you were saying it was an Ecuadorian Habano wrapper. When you look at it, just based on kind of the small veins and kind of the light color of the wrapper, I didn't look before, but I mean, I would have guessed it was a Connecticut. And, on the cold draw, it was like kind of bready, doughy, yeasty. And then just on the first puff, it was like, bam, right in the kisser, like full of like a little bit of chili spice and a little bit of pepper. And I think the best part about the mini Perfecto that I smoked is everyone says that, well, you smoke a Perfecto, the profile, the flavors change. And, sometimes you can get that or not. But really, I could, as the kind of ring gauge tapered back down, it was very interesting to see how the pepper and the flavors changed with it. And it's one of the first cigars I've been able to notice that in, just because, I mean, I don't know. It was just a damn good cigar, man. And I think you hit the nail on the head. And one fun fact, did you know, after doing a little bit of research, do you guys know that there's a video game cult called Blood Red Moon? And I wanted to know if there was anything related to that video game or if that was just done on accident.
Completely by accident. I have to look into that. I've never even noticed that.
Read my
That's
review. It's at the bottom. All hyperlinked. Real easy. Just for you.
excellent.
I know. And I was just Googling.
Have we ever played it before? Does it suck or is it all right?
Oh, I don't know, dude. I mean, it looked kind of like World of Warcraft, that you'd have to dress up and have like a lightsaber and shit. So it's not really in my wheelhouse, but
Yeah.
I don't really know. But no, man. I mean, I think it was a really good cigar, and also the impressive point for me is, I mean, the price point. You know, I'm a big guy of, you know, yeah, you can have a great $15 cigar, but you know, is it delivering a $30 experience, right? And I think easily,
Yeah.
and I call this out in my review, for, you know, $3 a stick. I mean, you're delivering a $5 or $6 smoking experience compared to, you know, other, you know, these smaller cigars. I mean, so I mean, I think you hit. And if you read my last like 5 or 6 reviews, I've just been just fucking trashing people lately. So for me to say something positive is good, because I've been on a tear lately.
All right.
But yeah,
Good, man.
but I mean, I can't say much. I can't say enough about it. All right, Rob, I'm done talking. I've given enough compliments.
Logan is he's big on price point. That's for sure. That's the quickest way to turn him off. But yeah, I'm smoking it right now, and actually, I'm getting a lot of the same stuff that Logan was talking about. A lot of pepper. Kind of, there's a little bit of almost like a creamy texture to it, which.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
Like I said, you get a nice mouthful of smoke out of it. You know, and that's the whole point. It's hard with a little cigar, and so we really, you know, there's no getting a cigar that's a pain in the ass to smoke. You know, we're doing this to enjoy it and things like that, and you know, that's kind of the things we were trying to hit on. You know, the craftsmanship, the flavor, you know, those sort of things that are, you know, pretty important to us.
Yeah, for sure. And I'll actually echo a little bit of what Logan and I never agree, so this is kind of weird. But I thought the same thing when I picked this up. It felt really stout. It felt strong, and it wasn't soft. It wasn't spongy. And you kind of expect that with some of the smaller format cigars. And I thought the same thing. I was expecting it to be kind of plugged, but it's not at all. And it's even when you get some of the smaller ring gauges, and I've had this happen with the Papas Fritas, where you click the cap, or you clip the cap off, and you have some issues with there. You're spitting out some tobacco bits and things like that. And I didn't have any problem like that with this. So yeah, I think it's definitely worth taking a shot if you were looking for something like that, like a good commute cigar. I could probably get about 45 minutes out of this thing, but I smoke like an old man, like really, really, really slow. So, Logan, what did you smoke this in? What, like 15 minutes?
No, actually, like, well, normally it would have been like, you know, like a cigarette, dude. But nah, like it was actually 50 minutes. And what I do is I put that timer thing, that like internet timer on me, and I force myself to take a puff like every 2.5 minutes because everyone gave me so much shit. So that's what I do. So when I'm just normally smoking, I'll puff every 30 seconds. But when I'm reviewing something, I try to slow down. So 50 minutes, 2-minute puffs.
That's amazing.
So enjoyment from it.
Yeah, we have to.
Exactly.
We had to give him a schedule. Otherwise, he just tears right through these things. It's like a little kid. You have to keep him focused. Otherwise, it's all hell breaks loose.
Dude, I smoked 70 cigars at IPCPR. What do you expect?
Yeah, it's just ridiculous. It's just
hey, man.
Everybody has their goals, I guess, but man, that's just ridiculous.
No.
Okay, so let's jump back. Let's talk about the profile. I haven't smoked the profile yet, and I've seen it around. I've seen a lot of. I mean, it's all over Instagram and things like that. I see a lot of reviews out there, but I haven't smoked it and or read any of the reviews. So give me a little bit of background on it. I know that's the newest release, and they're actually kind of tough to find at this point, from what I hear.
Yeah, you know, at the show this year, it's been a blend that we've been in the makings now for quite a few months, and you know, the biggest holdup for it was the boxes, and again, we use that the Cuban art. That Cuban art kind of keeps coming up. You know, from the Blood Red Moons, the profile. If you actually do get to, I don't have any boxes here in front of you, but it's got some really intricate artwork on it and stuff. It's really like kind of, cliche, but it's kind of out of the box thinking. It's this real decorated box. It's got this funky oil painting on it that's an original art piece. So we kind of based the box design off of that. Now the blend is actually something a little more middle of the road, got little notes of cedar and stuff in the beginning. Again, all long filler, mostly Nicaraguan fillers. We went with a real light shade Ecuador Habano on it, one of the real lighter shades. We're big fans of the Ecuador Habano, so you'll see that kind of, that occurrence through a lot of our different lines there, just because it has a lot of flavor. It's not real intrusive, and it blends real well. So balance the cigar by throwing some strong, heavy wrapper on, like a medium-bodied smoke. So, it's got nice notes of cedar in the beginning. I golf, a little bit here and there, and it's a great golf cigar. It's 90 degrees down here in Florida most of the time, so you can't smoke a powerhouse, 10, 11 o'clock before lunch. So it's a good cigar. You get good flavor from it, and it's getting out there. Just like the other stuff, it'll take a little bit of time, but again, get your hands on it, man. It's a nice smoke.
Yeah, I've got. You were nice enough to send me a sample of it here. So I think let me try to get that so you can read it.
Oh yeah.
Is that up? Is that right side up? Yeah. So
yeah.
I'm going to give this one a try. I know Logan's got one as well, so we'll have some reviews posted here in the coming weeks.
Excellent.
And we'll have some we'll be reviewing pretty much everything that you've got. So we talked about that a little bit. So this is actually, I think this is actually a 3-stick sampler, right?
Yeah, that looks like it.
So we've got. Looks like it's got the Torpedo in the Ometepe.
Okay.
The Toro in the Classic, and the Toro in the Fuerte. And the Toro in the Fuerte looks like it has a little pigtail cap.
Yes, it does. It has a little, in Spanish it's called a rabito cochino. Yeah, it's like a little pigtail. You can kind of either, if you're in a pinch and you don't have a cutter, you can kind of just pinch that little knot right off there and get a good draw on it. So it's a nice little treat trick type thing.
I always liked pigtail caps. I didn't know that they actually served a purpose. So we've actually got these available in the store as well, and I think the price point on these is $25 for all three. So yeah, that's funny. We were trying to figure out what sizes they were in the sampler, and I had one sitting here the whole time. So that was.
There we go. Solve that problem.
And people tell me I don't pay attention. Like I don't know. So Logan, was that like the sound of an epiphany?
Yeah, that was like the angel saying, "You're right."
Rob doesn't listen.
He never listens. Okay,
but he has a wonderful singing voice.
Yeah,
okay, so Logan,
of our generation.
If you, I'm just going to go down the list here, and we're going to talk about each individual blend. If you've got some audience questions, chime in. We're doing a giveaway today as well. We've got a Logan. Do you have the ashtray with you? Did you take it out of the plastic wrap yet?
No, I don't want to contaminate it.
Okay, that's a good call. I think I have a photo of it.
Nah, dude, I'll slobber all over this thing. Screw these people.
I'm not gonna pull up many weird photos like Stinky did. It's a stinky ashtray.
Ooh, I do have a good question from the audience. Brian, aka Fat Kid, my Missouri pal, said that you guys made a good push in social media. Saw you guys all over social this year and last year, obviously, and said that he wanted to know, did you see a good jump in your kind of B&M, retailer traffic in terms of, store signups with the coupon offer that you guys were running?
Yeah, we did. It's a great little tool, and that's another nice thing about, teaming up with these guys at Quality Importers and stuff. They really do think, about things a different way. And I'll do a little shout out here because for all the consumers listening, if you go to cult.com/free cigars, you can take part in this program that Logan's speaking of. You can print out a voucher and take it to your local retailer who is not currently carrying Cult cigars and request them to carry Cult cigars. And regardless if they take the line on or not, the consumer that went out of their way to try to get our stuff in some stores will get a couple free cigars out of it by sending that voucher in and then we get you out a couple sticks. And what's nice about that is that we're not relying upon the brick and mortars to bring the customers to the store. We're kind of, coming around it a roundabout way and pushing the customers to the stores. And the B&M guys, appreciate that too, because I don't know if you guys know, but I have a retail store as well. That's actually where I'm sitting here right now, kind of doing my thing here from my shop. So bringing that to the table too, we kind of, can bring in a lot of different aspects of it, all the way from the end user to the manufacturing level. So it's a lot of nice little things that we have at our fingertips to help us out. And the social media, I think it just backs up the fact that we're behind the B&M guys. We're going to do everything we can. We'll put you on Pinterest, put Twitter, the Instagram pictures, all that stuff, and it just brings a little bit more awareness of the line. And in the end of the day, it helps everybody out because it gets good cigars out to consumers that might not know they exist. It drives some sales for the stores, and it keeps us going and getting feedback in the right direction.
Yeah, you guys started that program. I want to say it was last year, or within the last 6 months, that I've noticed it. And actually, it's a really good idea. I mean, I've never seen anybody do that before, not in this industry anyway. And
I'm a coupon clipper.
you strike me as a coupon guy.
I got a coupon closet. I got Robitussin for fucking years.
Tussin? You got the Tussin?
Dude, I got Tussin. I was getting Tussin for 32 cents a bottle, bro. It was unreal.
Tussin, I don't even want to know. This could go into a weird area.
It could. I'll stop it now.
But so we start talking about Logan's closets, you never know what you're going to find. No, so the concept was your microphone, Chris, broke up a little bit. The URL is coltcigars.com/free cigars. Is that what it was?
Yes. Okay. coltcigars.com/free cigars.
Okay. Yeah, you broke up just a little bit. So yeah, print that out. And the owner of the B&M has to sign it, right? Something like that.
I believe. I think you just have to go on there and follow the on.
There's instructions, yeah. I'm putting you on Front Street, man, with all the instructions. So exactly, what do we have to do? You go there and read it for yourself. That's what you have to do. Okay, cool. Yeah. Okay, so it's coltcigars.com/free cigars, and I want to go back to the Blood Red Moon. This thing's got some kick to it.
Yeah, it does, right?
Once it starts to taper down, the retrohale's got a little bit of kick to it. So yeah, if you're smoking this in the morning, man, pay attention. Eat some breakfast first. It's got a little bit of a punch.
Yeah, exactly.
So Logan, we've got giveaway. We got sidetracked. I'm sorry.
I got it all put together. Quality importers make some good, easy stuff to assemble. Even I can do it.
Here, I'll pull up a photo so people can see it a little bit clearer. I don't know if you guys can see that, but there you go. You can see it. It's a Colt branded, Stinky Cigar ashtray, and we're gonna give that away tonight. And that's their new one, the box press version or whatever. That's really cool. I like the look of that. So yeah, we're gonna give one of those.
Kinks on the corners.
Yeah, we're gonna give one of those away tonight. So Logan gets to figure out how we do that. But that was a good question.
Yeah, I got mine right here.
There you go. Yeah, they make great stuff, man. You never have to empty them. They're huge and they last forever. It's just a great product. Well, let's get back to so let's talk a little bit about let's talk about the Classic. So the Classic is kind of the intro to the line, medium-bodied. Pretty much anybody could smoke the Classic, right?
Yeah, and that was our first one. We were trying to get something in everyday. So we blended 3 different regions of Nicaragua in it. It's got some Jalapa in there, some Condega, some Esteli, and we finished it with the Ecuador wrapper, Ecuador Habano. We call it an Ecuador Habano Claro, and that was kind of the build brand, and then. It's a real medium body. It's not a real complex everyday cigar. It has a real decent price point on it. And and here it retails between $7 and $9, you know, depending on the size and change something like that. You know, just for you know, and then we kind of just built the line from there. That was like the true first build line, though.
And that one, yeah, your microphone keeps clicking on you a little bit. But yeah, that one was actually, you got a 93 in Cigar Journal in the 2012 Autumn edition. I'm looking at your flyer here that I got from you guys at IPCPR just so I can have some bases. But a 93, I mean, that's a good score for anybody you want a 93. So that's that's a good place to start, right? You throw out the first blend, you start with a 93. Now you got to keep it up. Now you got to keep it up.
I know.
From there, you came out with the. So from there, was it the Fuerte that came out next, or the Ometepe? Or they come out kind of at the same time?
Yeah, no, the Fuerte was next. And again, we wanted to, you know, that would be the classic was the building block. And so what we wanted to do is we kind of wanted to keep the same flavor profile, but knowing that there's lots of people out there that like spicy and strong cigars and stuff. But we wanted to keep that same kind of easy, you know, flavor profile to it, if you will. It's you know, smooth on the throat, the age on the tobacco. So we basically kept that same flavor profile, using a lot of the same regions of material, but just using stronger, you know, material from richer parts of the land and stuff. And so that Fuerte line, boy, it starts off real spicy. It's packed with a bunch of Ligero in there, so it's pretty strong. It's definitely, for me, not a morning cigar. And but you know, it also is finished again with an Ecuador Habano, a couple shades darker for the wrapper on that one, just to differentiate it a little bit. And you know, we just really ramped it up, so it's real spicy, full-bodied, you know, bold flavors. You know, it's just, you know, but still keeping the same smoothness, so you know it's not harsh or bitter or things like that. And it was the second one that we came up with.
That's always a fine line to walk on.
Yeah.
When you're blending something that's a big powerhouse, to still maintain some balance and it doesn't get too harsh. That one, I can tell you right now, Logan is going to give you a really good review on that one as well. He hasn't smoked it yet, I don't think, but I think that it sounds like it's right there where Logan needs to be.
Might be right in his wheelhouse, huh?
Yeah. And the Ometepe, the way you broke down the Ometepe when we were talking about it at IPCPR, it sounds like it's going to be right in my wheelhouse. So give us a little bit of info on that one.
Yeah. So the next one, after the Fuerte, again, we wanted to kind of keep that same flavor profile, you know, so we have something that goes along the same three lines as opposed to just having them, you know, coming out of left field from somewhere. So with the Ometepe, we took a couple different regions of Nicaragua, except this time, I don't know if you guys are familiar with Ometepe. It's in the middle of Lake Nicaragua where there's a chain of volcanoes. And Ometepe, being the largest of the volcanoes, has the ability to grow tobacco on it. There's some small little farms there, low production, nice quality tobacco. A lot of the cigar makers and old Cuban guys say it's the closest resemblance to Cuban tobacco that we have in Nicaragua. So, you know, being that we have some good stuff down there, we're able to get our hands on it. We blended that cigar for quite a while, trying to find that balance. So it's got some Ometepe in there, a couple different regions in Nicaragua. And again, with the Ecuador Habano wrapper, you know, you're going to see that as a pretty consistent thing through the line of Cult. And but how I describe this one, that's what I'm actually smoking right now, is a Cult Ometepe. I like it for an evening cigar. I got a nice, you know, full-bodied beer here, Fat Tire Ale, and they're going great together. You know, and the Ometepe, it's kind of weird, but I compare it to like a big, full-bodied red wine. It's got all these great flavors and stuff in it. You can get a good draw on it. You get a nice mouthful of smoke, and you know, through the different thirds of the cigar, you can really see a nice change in it without getting bitter, and still keeps that nice full flavor. You know, real rich flavor to it. It's a nice cigar. It's one of my favorites of the three.
Yeah, that the way you describe it sounds like it's right. That's what I like. I like a medium to full-bodied, more on the medium side, with, you know, tons of flavor. You know, and the complexity and balance and stuff. It sounds like that's right there, and there's a good choice in beer as well. I do like the Fat Tire. So we've kind of given everybody the rundown on the different offerings. I'm going to throw it over to Logan now to do some audience questions.
I got some. All right. This is from Smoke. 770. You should have been smoke 777 like a Boeing, but that's whatever. What is of all of the Colt lines? Which is your favorite and why?
Of all the Colt lines, my favorite is yeah, I'm gonna have to go with the Ometepe. The Ometepe, like I just got done saying, it's a really kind of hard to get tobacco. A lot of guys don't really like messing with it because it's not a high production, so it's hard to roll out, little lots of it. But being that we're a family factory, we're not the largest, and we don't need to be the best and things like that. But the blend that we put together is kind of fit to our flavors that we like, and we sat around and smoked and drank with them, and I have to go with the Ometepe as my favorite of the three, just because it's got great flavor and it changes a few times through the cigar, and by the end of it, it's got some good flavor still. It doesn't kind of peter out on you.
Peter out. That's good. I like that. That's awesome. Okay. Next question from Mark. How did you come up with the name Colt for the brand?
Hey, Mark. Well, the Colt line, it's just some collaboration again. Me and the old man and Mike from Quality Importers. We're sitting around and, this whole thing, we have a saying that goes with the Colt, life is too short to smoke alone, join the Colt. Because, that's kind of basically what we are, is just this kind of like little underground cult, with all these smoking laws and all these people trying to kick us out of places and move us around and put us out of our element and things like that. We just felt like we were this little cult. Now, whether you're, a white mask and, sheet and triangle hat kind of cult, or just sitting around smoking cigars, drinking scotch and beers kind of cult, we're all kind of part of a little cult one way or another. And I think cigar smokers as a whole, we're kind of a cult ourselves, so that's kind of where it formulated from, and we're trying to kind of stick along that same line. And, it's like a little band of brothers, so to say, kind of,
I like it. I'm in a cult. It's the I Hate Rob cult. And I'm the founding member. I'm the member, CEO, treasurer, and secretary, all in one position. Next question. This one's really good, and I have a feeling that this question may one day become a cigar. This is from Jeff Hilker, new to CigarChat. Any thoughts on making future cigars named after cult classic movies or actors? Ooh.
Ooh, wow. That's actually pretty funny. You guys, at some point you'll meet Mike, but he's a big old movie cult classic film guy, and I kind of have a few too. And it's funny when we get together, we always bullshit about it too. One of our all-time cult, favorites is The Big Lebowski, and The Dude, and
The Dude abides, man.
The Dude abides, bro. So, sometime down the road, there's a great possibility that there could be something rolling out that resembles a cult classic film. I mean, shoot some samples at us, man. Give us some ideas. You never know. It's we got so much other crap on our brains that you shoot some good ideas out there, and you never know. You could be the creator of a cult brand.
You heard it first. Breaking news. I'll get to your email. There's some crazy people out on the chat, man. You never know what you're going to get. It's kind of like Forrest Gump and his box of chocolates. You just never freaking know. Next question is, we know this is from Dave Nichols. He knows we've touched on it, and actually him and I kind of chatted about it earlier, is that, with the classic, the Blood Red Moon, the Ometepe, and the Forte, they all look like they're cult cigars. But when you look at the profile, I mean, just with the band and everything, it just feels so much different from kind of the cult. Were you trying to go with something different to separate that from, I mean, it's still under the cult brand, obviously, but is it something that was trying to separate from the cult brand, or were you trying to go for something different, and why does it look so much different?
Yeah, it was, we consider the profile, we call it profile by cult, to kind of fall under that cult umbrella. Like, we don't want to lose touch with it. But yeah, we were trying to create something new and different to build off of. We really started getting the Cuban artists involved, and he started to have some crazy ideas, man. I don't know what's going on in his head. So he was giving us some good ideas, and we kind of just ran with what we thought was different. We the band lays sideways, so that when somebody's holding the cigar, sitting on the couch, and you're sitting across from them, you can kind of catch a glimpse of the band and read it, as opposed to turning your head sideways and doing that whole thing. And it was just kind of a cool little gimmick. We tied in the artwork with it, but it does, if at some point you'll see the actual paintings of the cult, the profile, the blood red moon, and you'll see the resemblance through the lines there. It's just really tough to really tie it all in together without kind of, over, I don't know, kind of maybe almost boring it out a little bit, so we wanted to kind of stay different, and, so just a little something different to add to the line. And this cigar retails for between $6.50 and $7.50, so it came in a bit under the, under the cult line, so it was nicer. We kind of put out a little more inexpensive cigar with still the same good Takasa, factory quality. So it is out, it's outside the line a little bit at first glimpse, but if you smoke it, you'll see there's some flavor resemblances within the cigar.
Okay, very cool. Next question, rapid firing here, from Harley Holmes. Who, if you can share, who does your artwork? You've mentioned Cuban kind of artists. Is there a specific person, or is it a compilation, or who does your artwork?
This, well, we have tons of pieces from lots of different Cuban artists, but between the cult, the profile, the blood red moon, this is all done by an artist called Chino. His name's Chino. He's from Cuba. He's a great artist, younger guy. Got him out of Cuba maybe a year ago, and he's now residing in Canada. He's an art teacher up there. We still do lots of work with him, all exclusive pieces, and you can see some of the artwork online. I don't know the website offhand. I believe it's embargosartwork.com or embargos, something like that. And you can see a full line of all the Cuban art, and you'll see some pieces in there that tie back into the cult, profile, blood red moon, where a lot of the stuff was originated from.
All right, cool. So a guy named Chino that lives in Canada. Got it. Got it.
Well, let me give you a little history. I got to give you a little history.
Okay.
He came out of Cuba. He left Cuba in the early 1960s when the whole crap was hitting the fan there, and so he has some Cuban roots there, and we still have family there, and family members are directors of art and stuff like that. So we got hooked up with these different guys and tried to create some avenues for them, and we all kind of just back to that same kind of family feel, like they're part of our family, the cult family, the Takasa family, which is the name of the factory, so we kind of just put in their little bit of share, and so that's how we, try to help these people and get them moving, kind of help us help you type of thing.
It makes sense. And I think it ties back to the cult with the brotherhood and the family aspect of it, right? Especially with the culture in kind of Central America. You help me, so yeah, I think that makes total sense. A couple more questions here from the chat. Being a small factory, it's kind of different, where, a lot of people breaking into the industry now, or kind of, I guess, outsourcing their production to, bigger factories and stuff like that, but you being a little bit different, owning that factory and working with it, why did you choose to kind of make your own factory to create cigars versus outsourcing? Was it so you had more control? Was it more cost effective? Tell us about that decision.
It's a lot of things. My dad's been in Esteli since, mid 1990s, 95, 96. He was down there growing tobacco with some other friends of ours down there. And, being in the retail business, we've been in the retail business for, going on 16, 18 years now. And we used to do some wholesale too, so we kind of got away from the wholesale. And, a couple years ago, we were chatting with some friends, and he has a lot of great connections down there that we still are very, great friends and family with. And, we had some guys that wanted us to make them a cigar. We wanted to make some of our own cigars. We've done some of the contracting with other factories and stuff in the past. And, we just felt like there was a lot of things right at our fingertips where we could have our own hands-on cigar making facility under our own supervision. If my dad's not there, I'm there, and vice versa. We can do hands-on. We handpick all of our own materials. We can just really have a say with what goes on, and and then it bodes well for our customers. can come down to the factory. Like like I said, it's family is the emphasis there in our facility, and anybody can come down there and tour the facility. Put hands-on experience with making a cigar, picking some tobaccos, doing that sort of thing, and it's just nice to have your own place. And of course, it's a little cost-effective, and yeah, there's a lot more work involved with it, but at the end of the day, it's pretty neat, and it's doing something that we love.
No, it's very cool.
Logan, I'm gonna cut you off real quick. Sorry. I found the website here. It's I shouldn't say I found it. It was texted to me by one of your employees. EmbargoCollection.com is actually the website.
Yeah, that's it.
Here. This is actually the same artwork that's on the Blood Red Moon as this one here. So, yeah, very cool stuff. I mean, if you guys get a chance, check it out. It's EmbargoCollection.com. And I just wanted to chime in with that since we were talking about it, and now you guys can keep talking and I'll shut up.
You just threw me off. Oh,
sorry.
Nick, you're fine. I'm going to get back on track. I totally lost my question. Ooh, so, I mean, I've noticed that, a lot of people, for example, Skip Martin with Roma Craft or Paul Stulak with Paul Stulak Cigars, have retail experience before they kind of move to the manufacturing side of the house. So you kind of know a little bit more about the business. Knowing the retail side of it, would you say that that's, is it helpful having that knowledge and making that transition, or would you say it's better to go in completely blind? I mean, how would you say that experience has helped or hurt you?
I think it's really helped us a lot, because what we can do is we can get a lot of our cigars out here to the consumers. We do things in our store. You let people try things, get feedback from consumers, because I mean, let's face it, after a while you flavor, you smoke what you like, and you kind of get away from other things that people might like. So it's nice because we can bring blends back here and work with our customers and get some real true feedback, from the end consumer, as opposed to just always being at the factory level and never being able to communicate with what the consumer's needs are. A lot of these factories and these people who make cigars, that's the extent of it. They're in other countries. They don't really have a whole lot of connection with the consumer. Sure, with a lot of the stores and stuff they do, but still, that's not reaching the consumer who's actually keeping us alive. So I think it's helped us greatly over the years, and helped us develop products that stand out, smoke well. Just from a craftsmanship point of view as well. You can really keep an eye on quality and things like that. And I think it's just really overall helped us a lot.
Okay. No, I mean, I think that makes sense. Well, let me ask you this. So, I mean, you have a retail shop. I mean, you still do currently, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So how, I mean, is it, I've always wondered this, so I'm going to ask you. You don't have to answer this, but is it awkward going up to, let's say you carry Tatawahe stuff, going up to, Pete Johnson and putting in your order at the show to buy stuff, but now you make a cigar and you're kind of a quasi-competitor of him? Do you think it's awkward, or is it just like now you're kind of you're part of the club, or is it just like, oh no, this is, I mean, how does that work? Because I feel like the dynamic would change a little bit.
Yeah, no, but we've been in retail for so long, and we've got such great relationships with all those guys. Pete, I mean, we knew Pepin when he was still a roller for our friend's company. Olivas, all these other guys. We have such great relationships because of the store and because of our, things that we've done in the past and stuff. That, we're all kind of, it's back to that cult thing again. That we all know that we're kind of in this together. I mean, kind of, we're not stepping on anybody's toes, and we're not really, trying to mess with anybody. At the end of the day, we just want to make our own stuff, take care of our own things, not going to try to piss anybody off. We're not trying to burn bridges or do anything like that. We try to just be right by everything that we do. So it's not really awkward, because we've known everybody for so many years before we started manufacturing, and we've supported their brands, and we've supported everything that they've done through the years on the store level. That now that we're on the manufacturing side of things, it's just another, it's just like seeing your buddy. It's just like, hey bro, what's going on? How's everything? It's like, it's pretty cordial. Most of the guys in the industry are pretty reasonable guys.
Okay. No, I mean, that makes total sense. So, and we're getting winding down towards the top of the hour here. So a couple of final questions here is that, as we kind of turn the page, I guess, on 2013, get ready to roll into 2014, what's the next thing for Colt Cigars? Is it, line extensions, new blends? I mean, what you can share, what do you see coming down the pipe?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, we just did Profile, so that was one of our newest ones, and yeah, we're going to have some stuff in the mix for the Cult line. We got some things brewing. We're going to come out with a, here in the next, 6 months, something like that. We'll have a Maduro on the shelves for people to, to kind of round out the line there for the guys who like the Maduro darker age stuff, things like that. And we have we're going to do like a high-end, not really high-end, but just like more of an exclusive 10-count box type of line under the cult name again. Kind of touch on that. We're going to age it for much longer than 6 months. So it'll be a while before we see it, but it's going to be one of those cigars. It's really special, special occasion type thing. And at the factory level, the name of the factory is Tacasa too. So we just rolled out with our Tacasa line. Tacasa by C. Sanchez, my dad being Carlos and me, Chris, so it kind of works for both of us to put one name on there. So that's one of the newer ones. That's actually going to be out here pretty soon. We just launched that at the show as well, but we were obviously pushing the Profile a little bit more because that, we had a lot more time invested into that. But keep your eyes out for the Tacasa line, C. Sanchez, real nice cigar. Got a little bit of Ometepe in it. Got some real nice flavors to it. Medium, full-bodied type smoke, full flavor, and then the Colt stuff will be, have to keep your eyes out. There's going to be some cool stuff coming out.
Very cool, very cool. So, last question before I pass it off to Rob is, where you kind of started a year ago. What is one lesson that you've learned, through this process on being the manufacturing side of the house? That, a lesson learned where if you could go back, you'd be like, damn, if I knew this, and make things better. Or is there something that you've learned through the experience that, you wish you would have known before you started?
Gosh, we thought about it so much too, and looking back, there's not a ton of things or any one thing that sticks out in my mind that we would do different. It's constantly moving, constantly growing, things like that, and just putting back into the community and things like that. And we've always lived like that with the factory. We put employees in there. We want them to feel like they have a say, in something. So when they come to work, they're happy. When they leave work, they're happy. Because when it comes down to it, they're the actual people that are making the cigars. Yeah, we sit there and we pick the materials and go over the blends and things like that. But at the end of the day, it's those people that are rolling those cigars, and you want them to be happy. So that's what we've done, is we've created a nice family environment for them to where they're happy to go to work and they're happy when they leave work. We compensate them well. We ask for their opinions. We want them to feel like they have a say in it, whereas a lot of these other places, they might not, because there's so many people, they just get lost in the mix. So that's another nice little thing that we've done for our people is, let them feel like they have, like a vested interest within our brands.
True. Letting someone have ownership, they're going to do a lot more and take a lot more pride. So
yeah,
totally true.
Pride. Exactly, pride, man. You want them to be happy and let them have a say.
No, that's good. And here we go. Last question, and then I'm passing it to Rob. Jeff Hilker snuck one in on me. He goes, what is across all the Colt lines, what is your favorite pairing option with what's your favorite alcoholic beverage or non-alcoholic beverage to pair with a Colt cigar? The best pairing you've had.
Boy, well, I tell you, I'm a big rum drinker, man, and I love me some Florida Cognac.
The Cognac, that's what everybody says. That shit's like crack in the cigar industry, man. It's ridiculous.
Oh, man, it is, man. Every time I come back through the airport, I need like a separate suitcase for just all the Florida Cognac that I bring home. So I do my Florida Cognac. I really like the 7-year when I'm mixing it up. I do Florida Cognac 7, ginger ale, splash of pineapple, a little bit of lime squeeze in there. And, man, any one of the Colt lines, it just goes great with that. But I'm a rum drinker. I know there's a lot of Scotch guys out there and stuff, but, a couple couple of those Scotch nights leave a bad taste in your mouth, you know. So I've had pretty good luck with the rum, so I just stick with the Florida Canya, baby.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Well, there we go. Rapid fire, Rob. Maybe you can talk about Florida Canya.
I will talk about Florida Canya a little bit. It's funny if you go back and you watch some of our earlier shows. I had never tried a standalone rum, an aged rum before, and I started with a Zaya. I think was the first one I tried, and then I got onto the Florida Canya. That's just some great stuff. And when we were at IPCPR, Logan had never had anything outside of like Bacardi, so we did.
I was in a fraternity, man.
Yeah, we did a tasting of. I think we did the 12-year, right? Was it? I think it was 12. You're muted, but yeah. No, I think it changed his life, man.
It's good. I bought a bottle of the 7 yesterday. Or like not yesterday, but this weekend. It's damn good. I'm not gonna lie, it's pretty good.
No, I went down to Nicaragua in May, and I didn't get anything at the duty free. Now I'm kind of kicking myself because I have a bottle of the 18, but I think I actually like the 12 better, and it's like $36, $38 a bottle around here. Duty free, I think it was like 19 or something.
It's crazy.
So yeah, I missed the boat on that for sure. But yeah, I've become a bit of a rum guy. I feel like I can pair rum with just about anything. So yeah, someday, Chris, we'll hang out. We'll crack open a few bottles. It'll be a good time.
Oh yeah, man, it's always a good time.
No,
you know that. There's I'll give you a little shout out. If you see any around, it's pretty hard to come by. But Ron Zacapa.
Oh yeah.
If you're familiar with it, it's a really good rum too. That's really my old man and Mike. That's their little preference, man. We sit out back and go through about a bottle of that between the three of us with just a bucket of ice and some cups, man. It's a great one too.
That's pricey too, though, man. It is, bro. The high end stuff. You're talking high end. I think around here I picked up a bottle for 46, something like that, maybe 40. Yeah. But it's not cheap. But man, it's good stuff. It is good stuff. It's kind of like a mix between the two. I mean, for me, the Florida Canya 18 is a little more. It's a little more.
Almost like spicy.
Yeah, it's got more character to it, and the 12 is a little bit sweeter, and the Zacapa almost tastes like a mix between the two. But I could talk about it forever. It's funny. You say Florida Canya, my face lights up, man. It's like, let's go. Let's make it happen. I'm ready. So one thing that we didn't touch on that I did want to talk about. Because I'm a design guy, that's what I do, is just the cult band design. Now, is that done by the same artist, Chino?
No, actually, no. This was kind of before we started really getting involved with the Cuban artist. The band was created. Again, we wanted to kind of go with that. I don't know, that kind of medievally underground kind of feel to it, to kind of separate us. It's got, and really what it comes down to is, the band's got some neat artwork and, stuff on it. It's not real colorful, a lot of like a lot of these other bands. Just kind of gets our point across, got some mysterious things to it. But at the end of the day, we really want the cigar to do the talking. So we didn't overthink that. Put a nice little, thing in there to make it kind of jump out at you. But again, that was just more collaboration and, us kind of wanting to be underground, kind of different, from the mainstream. And just something to kind of tie everybody together. It's got some funky, the eagle on it and things like that, and then that funky little trident guy to kind of give it that little.
It's aggressive. I like it.
Pieces though that are out there with some warriors on them, they're floating around somewhere. They're actually pretty cool looking too. That we did after the band that kind of tied them together too. So. Very cool. Yeah. No, the whole feel of everything that you guys do.
It's got a great feel to it. Everything that you talk about, everything's family oriented, and you get that a lot in this industry. And a word that always pops into my head when we're talking about stuff like this, when you're talking about giving the people who are rolling the cigars having input and things like that, it seems everything's very symbiotic. I mean, everybody's helping everybody, which it's refreshing really to see that type of atmosphere and that type of give and take within the industry. And basically, even like you said, now that you're producing your own cigar, there is no real you're not butting heads with people that you're selling stuff for them in your store. So it seems like everybody wants everybody to succeed at the end of the day. So it sounds like that's kind of the basis of what you guys are working on. So It's the kind of thing. I mean, a lot of guys always ask, why I can buy this cigar, I can buy that cigar. What's my money going into? What's the company like? And to have a word like that always pops into my head, especially with what you guys were talking about, like symbiotic. It's a good way to be, I think. So I mean, kudos to you guys for having that type of company outlook, I guess. I don't know if it's the right word, but
Yeah, no, and that's how I was raised. My family is too. Very, we all help each other. Try to strive towards that goal. And everybody's kind of looking towards the same direction. And as many cigars as there are, and as many smokers and things like that there are, it's still just a handful of us in the industry. That are the good core group of guys, and they all have sons and family that they're bringing up through to teach them the business and things like that. So it's it's pretty neat to be a part of it, and to everybody kind of looking towards that same goal to just we're not trying to be the best or the biggest or the awesome. We just want to make a good cigar at the end of the day for people to enjoy, and have something that they can talk about and feel a part of a cult.
Cool, yeah, very cool. So over the next, like I said, over the next few weeks, Logan and I will have some reviews posted up. I'm going to power my way through some of your stuff here over the next few days and get some stuff written up. And I mean, I really do like that Blood Red Moon. That was a nice, it has a lot more flavor than you guys anticipate. I mean, you look at a small cigar and you think, oh, well, whatever, it'll be fine. But it's got a kick to it. I can see why Logan liked it. It seems like it would be right in his wheelhouse, and I enjoyed it a lot too. So we've also got, Logan, we still got a giveaway, right?
We do.
Go for it.
We got the stanky. Oh shit! They don't make them like they used to. Just kidding. Let's see. How are we gonna give this away? All right. Let me get everyone here, and we'll just do. Chris, we'll just have you pick a random number here in about 3 seconds. All right. There's a lot of lurkers out there that don't sign in because they're idiots and they don't want to win something. But all the people that are signed in currently have 17 people signed in. So pick a number between 1 to 17. Go.
8.
Number 8. Dun, 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 dun. And this is a new person. Jared didn't win something. Jeff Hilker, congratulations. You are the big winner of this Colt Stinky Ashtray.
Nice,
good man.
brother.
And you had some good questions too, so that all kind of worked out. Looks like
out.
karma was on our side tonight.
We'll make sure that Logan disinfects that before he sends it to you.
No, I'm gonna send it with like syphilis and all, bro.
Oh.
It's all you.
Ugh. On that note,
dude, that was a joke. That was a joke, bro.
That's gross. So yeah, we've Chris, I told you we have you here for about an hour and we get you out of here. So we're pushing up right against it.
Oh, that's fine, man. Just hanging out.
We appreciate you taking the time for sure. And guys, we've got just about everything Colt offers outside of the profile is available in the store for the next 24 hours. We got some discounted prices. Again, you buy a box, you get this hat, and you get the sampler with it as well. That comes with each box. We've got everything else up there for you guys. So if you want to make some purchases, go ahead, and we'll get those outright to you. So you got about, I think we'll close it up at some time about 24 hours from now. So you got a full day to do that. Yeah, so Chris, again, we appreciate you taking the time, man. We'll have some reviews and stuff for you, and you guys, I mean, you've got a lot of irons in the fire, so we'll look for all that new stuff coming out, and we'll have you back on again, and we'll talk about some new stuff here in the next few months.
Hey, man, can't wait, man. It's been a pleasure, you guys. Because of guys like you, that's what helps us get out there, man. Appreciate all the hard work and all the people out there logging in and texting the questions in. It really makes it a lot easier, and just appreciate all the help, and let's keep this ball rolling, man. Life's too short to smoke alone. Join the cult.
I love that tagline.
I love it, dude.
That's awesome. So, again, guys, appreciate your support as always. Chris, let everybody know where they can find you guys on Facebook, Twitter, your website. Let everybody know all the pertinent information.
Yeah, and don't forget about the cigars. Cigars. Find us on at Cult Cigars / Cult Cigars. Facebook as well, same thing, Cult Cigars. And everything's pretty linked together. You can look at a lot of these guys' reviews, see a lot of other people's reviews that are kind of third-party independents as well. So there's no and get some good, honest feedback out there. It's getting out there, and just appreciate it all, you guys.
Cool. Well, again, we appreciate the time, guys. We appreciate all the support as well. Logan, who do we have next? Are we on next week? No. Week after?
No, we are. We are.
Oh.
And it's going to be an important day. Thursday, September 12th. We're with DC Cigars.
Okay.
And it's also my 30th birthday. Woohoo!
You're coming on the show on your birthday?
Dude, I don't give a fuck about my birthday. It's just another day, man. I don't
You are dedicated.
really celebrate. My parents never got me into birthdays, dude. It was a very lonely childhood. So whatever.
The dirty 30.
Okay.
We're gonna have to rectify that.
I might wear like a party hat or something.
I'm gonna have to think about this. I got a week to come up with something.
I know this could be a good show.
It could get interesting. So yeah, a smaller brand, DCiana. They're relatively new, so we'll have them on. We'll talk about that. Again, guys, we appreciate all the support. You can find me RobbieRazReviews.com, CigarFederation.com, at RobbieRaz on Twitter. Logan is at Logan@Dell, Corporate Monkey on on Twitter. And on Cigar Federation all day, every day as well. Thanks again, and we'll see you next week. Take care, guys. Have a good weekend. Oh, it's only Tuesday. Have a good week.
Guys.
Yeah, have a good week.
Yeah.
Thanks, Chris. We appreciate it, man.